The sound of my mobile phone's closing contrasts with the evident clangor and noise audible even in the hallway outside the library. First day of the summer holidays, time that really seems so far away, yet, and yet now it's not only here, but the also also made painfully obvious by the students, the lack thereof left in school. Most of them return to home to spend the holidays with relatives right now. People that are here are mostly chatting between themselves, as usually about what they intend to do in the coming weeks. Things feel like the odd one out, taking advantage of the school library being open for several days of the holidays. Since usually for a student dropping his books they borrow and yet to return, and those for other parents pick them up to help pass time until they get whisked away. Next is the late phone call from my parents, who really woken me up from sleeping on a beanbag in the library. I'm now back in a lighter category. Then I found back in my pocket, the time remaining to let it go silent. This is back in the quiet, woolly, placid room. The nostalgic sight, when I first led me to the library, the orange chin, the sunlight bathes the room in its light, while Nako sits on a beanbag silently reading, and Yuko fusses, barely visible beyond the counter. Nako especially has been more noticeably quiet than usual since yesterday's happenings, but I can't really blame her. It isn't me dependent on that person after all. Going back to the beanbag near her where I sat before, made down the cable to not make any necessarily noise. So that thud makes as the bag takes my weight and makes Naka's eyes flick towards me, but only for a second. This way Naka's been partly at a sentence release, following Lei's partner. But it seems more thoughtful and measured than I expected. Perhaps to her desire working out how to deal with Lily's leaving, rather than just being depressed over it. Makes me a little proud of her. Hey, Nako? Yeah? Still going ahead with your idea of traveling? She gives her a nod. I was starting in a day or two. Then we decided to come with me too. Ah, quick start. Where are you headed to first? Then we're gonna start by going north, then loop down and go southward. So Kaido's gonna be first. Gives another nod, to return it to the last. Seems that that place is not lost on either of us. You know where you're going to handle the traveling expenses and accommodations? Yeah, I worked everything out. I think we should be okay. Nobody says she has her side worked out too. Not that you need anything, just call, right? Give me a number 4. Any time of the day is fine. She was a smile, within itself smells like a small personal victory. I know. Thanks, Sasao. Maybe Leader is right. I'll let me offer not go any help I can possibly give. Feels as if I know she doesn't need it. She really has grown. Uncle's plan for holidays are in self-contradict my simple following suggestion for transition stay with them. That was where I feel less excited than most, though, so maybe there's a return to the status quo. For my heart attack, I always lived so aimlessly, the holidays weren't that much different from my everyday life anyway. It was why I wandered around a bit in the city, hanging out with some friends, and making my way home to eat dinner with usually one of my parents, but rarely both. First I didn't have leave time with me home, and going straight from school meant I just ended up feeling bored, so I was an urbanite through and through. Excluding Maku, though, because I finally made changes as a person. My phone calls with parents easily raise a doubt I might have held on that in any case. Before I'd actually had a fairly normal of independence for a teenager. That, well, not being a whole lot. My parents were more than pleased to hear my newfound ability to take care of myself. Laundry, cooking for myself, cleaning, all in addition to general chores that come with living with the parents around. This is the menial things that I'd pick up on, but they're of ease. When I think about it, I've always depended on them, even if they hadn't been at home all the time. To say I'd never been on anyone after meeting Maku dormitory is far from the truth, though. Excuse me. He was looking at the awkwardly fidgeting figure in front of us. Some things never change. It's getting close to closing time, so, Alright, I've forgotten the library closes earlier than during the holidays. Now I both give and ourselves off, placing our books back on the shelf behind us. I like that our taste in reading material have a fair amount of overlap useful at times. Without Yuko to apologize for taking much time, Nako takes her leave of us. See you tomorrow, Sal. Bye. With that, she walks out a large wooden library, She works at a large wooden aging doors that herald the entrance to the library. She's a quiet person, isn't she? I should be surprised at staff members sharing personal opinions like this, but after knowing Yuko for a while, it's largely expected. Her issue is more impersonal, rather than directing with, like, as an authority figure. Yeah, I think it's just how she is. She's a lot more confident in herself these days now, though. I don't know as well as you do, but I think I agree. Nice to see her talking to people here. She never used to do that before. Yuki, you know about Liz leaving, right? You told me yourself a few days ago. It's really hard leaving everyone behind like this. Is he looks back to me as you're saying this, probably remembering that I went for advice less relationally as I had before. Are you gonna be okay? That's a different question. Something I'd rather not think about for now, though, given more pressing issues. Something's off about this whole deal, don't you think? You appear to think for a while. Actually, Maya is scrunching your face up in a very creative way as she does so. I don't think I really know her well enough to make that kind of judgment. I'm sorry I can't be more help. That's fine. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Get a deep sigh out of my head in frustration. There's so much stuff happening at once that I have no control over it. It feels like I'm being swamped. Everyone goes through times like that. It's important to concentrate on that you can do rather than you can't do. At least, that's how I see it. If I didn't think like that, I don't think I'd be able to manage my life as it is. This is a simple and light tone, but her words are far from any joke. I mean, full of true judge she is. Just hopefully make her just making enough any money isn't enough to live, but also university must be exhausting. That's why I come from her. This is more meaning. It's more meaning than if it had come from most others. I guess you got a point there. Thanks for your advice once again, Yuko. She bows deeply and smiles again, taking her way back to the counter where she's been so much of her time.